A while since you guys have used Photoshop, so I'm just going to go through a couple reminders, okay? So when you first open your photo, you're going to have a locked layer, so you need to make sure you double click to unlock the layer. And I also recommend right click duplicate layer so that whatever you do to your photo, you can always turn the eyeball on and off here on the top layer to see the changes in what you've done. It's just what I recommend. It's something that I do all the time so that I can kind of assess where I was and where I am now. So the first thing I recommend to you, now every photographer has their own way of doing things. So I'm just going to walk you through what I do, and as you play and learn the program, you're going to develop your own way of doing things, and that's totally fine, okay? The first thing is zooming in and out on an image. So there's three ways. The first way, which is getting cut off here on my, is to click this magnifying tool, and wherever your click is, that's where it will zoom in. Or you can click and drag a box and it will kind of zoom in on a particular area. That's the first way. The second way is to hold Alt and use the wheel on your mouse. Or the third way, which is my favorite way, is to go Window and turn on your navigator. And that's this window. And that allows me to kind of be more specific with where I want to zoom in. And I can kind of move around my canvas as I please. Okay. So do you guys want a minute to experiment with zooming in and zooming out, or do you guys remember that from grade 10? You remember? You're good? Okay. So the first thing I want you to do with every single picture that you open in Photoshop is always do the levels first. Okay? The levels basically are the foundation for all color information. Okay, so this kind of sets the highlights and the lowlights, the shadows, and then you can play with color. So you go to Image, Adjustments, Levels. Image, Adjustments, Levels. Okay, now it's going to open this. This, where it looks like mountains, is called a histogram. And the histogram will show you the shadows, which is this side, the highlights, which is this side, and the midtones, which is here, black, white, and gray. Okay, we're going to work on color in a minute. Where the mountain range starts on the left is where the black levels should be. This black arrow here is where they are on your photo. So take the tip of this black arrow and put it just to the mountain. But before you do that, move this out of the way so you can see what it's doing. Okay? And you're going to do the same thing with the white. Now, this picture is actually pretty good. It doesn't need a lot of adjustments. But before you click OK, just click and unclick the preview button to see the difference. And it will almost make your picture a little bit more rich. So it really takes it from an amateur to professional level immediately, just by doing that. So I just want to repeat that. The mountain range here on the left, where this black mountain is, or where the black levels should be. This black arrow, wherever it is where it is on your photo. So you need to align that. Generally as a rule of thumb, okay? Now over here on the right, where this mountain's, the side of this mountain starts, is where the white levels should be, and this is where they are, and you just line them up, okay? Now you can play with the gray if you want. So for example, where it is right now, I'm losing a lot of detail in her coat. So I might actually bring the gray level up just a tad, just so I can get a little bit more detail there. So you want to kind of assess with your eyes what the photo needs and kind of go from there. Okay, so once you're happy with the histogram, you can click OK. Okay, and then again, if you turn the eyeball on and off on the layer here, you'll be able to see the before and after, and you can see well, with this one it's not a lot of difference, but with yours you might notice a lot of difference.